Welcome to another episode of Empowerment T, where T stands for Trust Enough Alignment. I am your host, Charlene Harry, and today we're going to be diving into a topic that is one often overlooked as strategy that can make a world of difference in your life, and that is called networking. So today's topic is talking about networking and relationship building. It plays a huge role in our personal, and professional growth. And so I want us to just dive into this, whether you're an entrepreneur, a career professional, or somewhere in between. Building strong connections is essential to leveling up your success. So I'm excited to dive into this topic today. If you are hailing from somewhere else outside of Texas, because that's where I am, please let me know that you've joined and hashtag replay and where you're joining from. I'd really appreciate it. Okay, did you know that 80% of professionals consider networking to be essential to their career success? I know we've heard the saying, it's not what you know, but it's who you know. That comes even from a statistics from LinkedIn's research, and it's a powerful reminder just how crucial networking is. But it's more than just, attending events and collecting business cards. Those are nice. But today we are going to talk about strategies for networking effectively, how to leverage your relationships for career advancement, and how to build a long and strong, lasting professional circle. So let's dive into this. And I'm going to share with you a unique technique at the end for relationship building that might just change the way you approach networking. So stick around because I think, like I said, networking is something that we do not even realizing it. It's really just relationships. Like, how do we create and nurture our relationships? And so when it comes to networking, the biggest mistake that people make is thinking that it's about volume. Okay. But I'm here to tell you that it is not about volume. I have done this in the beginning. I have been guilty of just collecting as much business cards as I can. But I'm here to tell you that it's not about how many people you meet. It's about the quality of the relationships that you build. A few deep, meaningful connections will serve you better than hundreds of shallow ones. Can I get an amen? Okay, so I know that, some of us may be new to it. So I just want to reiterate the fact that it's not about volume, it's about creating that relationship. And how can you do that? Here are a few strategies I want to share with you. Number one, be authentic. I don't know about you, but when someone's authenticity comes through, I can remember them. So people can tell when you're not being genuine, when you're just trying to get the transaction, when you're just trying to get the business card. And approaching networking with the intention of creating a true connection, right? It's not just something that you get from someone, but it's what you give to someone. Not just something from the other person, but what can you connect with them? Provide value. So that's number two. Before asking, right, for something for someone, like before asking for the business card, because it loses translation. Before asking for anything, think about what you can offer this individual. Maybe it's a resource, maybe it's a piece of advice, or even just listening and being supportive. People are more likely to help you when you've added a little value first. So I know I've heard this saying before as well when it comes to business. Give, ask. And I remember there was a story by someone who, started a restaurant, and there was something about just giving something for free. I know you guys have seen a lot of restaurants where they might have ice cream self-serve for free, or they might give you, the one that I remember the story of was the pickle. You just give them a pickle. It was extra. It's just something for free. So giving, and then asking. And then the third is follow up is key, right? When you're networking, it's nice to make that connection. But after meeting someone, don't just let the relationship fade. Send a follow up email, message them, thank them for their time and finding ways to stay in touch. What I'm thinking what I want you to remember, and I got this as well as I just came from a networking event. It was a great tool I want to share with you, because as I learn, I want you to learn that when you're connecting with someone and they share something with you, whether it be in the form like your family, your occupation, um, your goals or what it is that you want to do, whatever that is, take note of that for that person and then reach back out to them, recalling the conversation, bringing it back into light of what you heard listening, because that's another way to give, is that listening to people and letting them be heard. So just using that as a technique, I remember when you said this, and then you connect it to however you want to connect it in terms of building that relationship. So those are the three techniques that I think is important to think of when you're walking into a networking event. Be authentic, be yourself, provide some value, and then follow up is key. All right. And how do you follow up? With the things that you've heard in the conversation. Send them a note, send them a thank you, and see if you can connect again. So now that you're building your connections, how do you actively leverage these relationships to advance in your career, right? Because I know you've heard this saying before, your net worth is your net worth. And it is so true. So let's think about how we can make best use of these connections that we're building. First, remember that it's not, like I said, a two-way street. It's not a one-way street. It's a two-way street. To get help, you have to be willing to give help. That's why I often say give in the form of trying to create that connection. Whether it's endorsing them on LinkedIn, you can do it that way. After you met them and you've heard what they had to do, you can endorse them now on LinkedIn. That's like authentic, new, and different, and a way to share that you heard what they're doing and you appreciate what they're doing, and you can provide them that kind of compliment on LinkedIn with an endorsement. You can even share an introduction to someone else that you think they should be in connection with. That's another way to be memorable and make or build that relationship with someone. And then just sharing a business opportunity. But like I said, remember to give as much as you can. So I'm just giving you some ideas, right, on how you can do that giving. Reflect back on the conversation, give an endorsement on LinkedIn, connect them with someone else. There are so many ways that we can give as we are building this relationship, and even offering the opportunity, if to work with us, maybe with someone else. But again, it's about building the relationship. And here's a powerful three-way connection. Let's say you're in a meeting with a potential client and you remember a friend in your network who could help them. Offer to make that connection. Offer to make that connection. It creates a win-win situation off the bat, and you're helping the client and your friend, both, because they'll remember you for it. They'll remember that you tried to help and make a connection that would hopefully advance in their career advancement or professional development. Relationships like this form a foundation for a long-term career success. And I encourage you to try these techniques. And if this is something that you practice, let me know in the comments that yes, you practice this, or I will try to practice this at my next networking event. Okay. Segment, I want to talk about building a strong professional circle, because again, we're trying to build relationships and build our network and build our network. It's essential to surround yourself with people who challenge you, right? And support you. And most importantly, inspire you. Okay. And one of my favorite quotes is, you are the average of the people who you spend your time with. So, who are those 5 people that you spend your time with? Think about that and take a look at the professional circle that you're in. Does it include people who motivate you? Does it include people that push you? People who offer diverse perspectives or connections and can help you grow in the things that you want to do? To build this strong technique, I want you to think that diversity is key. Sometimes we seek to look only within our industry, but it is okay to go outside of our industry and outside of our backgrounds that are related to our industry. They'll offer you fresh ideas and insights you might not have gotten from your immediate environment. Then I want you to think about mentors, right? Building relationships with people who are ahead of you in your field, or who can guide you or maybe even sponsor you. Those are people that you want to advocately connect with and in your professional settings. Then there's your peers and your accountability partners. Surround yourself with people who are trying to do the same things you're doing and hold each other accountable. Encourage one another to collaborate or to just push each other towards the goal that they both are trying to do. I have one or two accountability partners. And I think it's really important that you also establish that so that you can continue to build relationships in your professional circle. Okay, now here's a unique technique that I would like to share with you in terms of how you can make your networking, let's say, memorable. Okay, one of the favorite things that I have talked about before in the past is about providing a way to introduce yourself. A very succinct and short way to introduce yourself can be very memorable. And so, what I like to think of is an adjective that describes your authenticity. We talked about being authentic, right? And in that introduction, it's so cool when you can say, this is who I am, but this is how you can relate to who I am as a person. And so for me, I am an engineer. But what makes me unique as an engineer is that I am very energetic. Okay. So oftentimes when I'm introducing myself, I would introduce myself as the energetic engineer. And I think that like it just creates some type of conversation or, you know, sparks some kind of curiosity or sets me apart because how many engineers do you know that are energetic? And I got to tell you, when I meet one, I'm always excited to meet another an energetic engineer because it doesn't have to be boring and mundane. It still can be very exciting. And we can hold that energy in the excitement that we do. So I call myself the energetic engineer. I'm interested to hear if you've tried something like that or if you will give it a try. What adjective would you use that describes who you are as a person, that makes you unique, that calls you apart, that sets you apart as the person that you are in the industry that you do? Please drop that in the comment and share it with me because I want to hear what it is that you would introduce yourself as. It is very catchy and is a great way to begin a conversation to talk about, who you are. Another way to stand out in networking, this is a bonus because I said I was going to give you one technique, but I know I'm giving you a lot, but I want you to also think of this as well. What you could do instead of just sending a traditional text message, right, is send an email or a LinkedIn. This is what I like to do. Some of you might have seen my LinkedIn messages where I'm sending you a voice note or an actual audio video of me introducing myself and saying who I am. With so much spam going on out there, it's hard to know who's a real person. And so I just want people to know that I am a real person. I am the energetic engineer, the CEO of Exponential Energy. And our motto is elevate your expectations. And so I'm just kind of people's expectations when they meet me by individual video through LinkedIn to say, hey, here I am. I was just wanted to say it was nice meeting you at this event. And I, look forward to learning more about you and seeing how we can connect. And then I have this resource. I think it might be valuable to you. If you think so, let me know and I'll drop it in the chat. These are just ways that you can make the networking process a bit more fun, a bit more like not aggressive, but momentum, like progressive, right? So my newsletter is called Progressive Productivity because we want to progress in our relationships. And I think these are great techniques that I've shared with you. You can, and if you're thinking about doing the video, it can just be 30 to 60 seconds. Please don't make it long. Please don't make it long. And don't make it strong. And for all my overthinkers, please just, hey, who you are, why you're reaching out to them, and how you might be able to support them. Keep it simple. 3 things, 30 seconds, 60 seconds at most. And then just share it with them and follow up after that to see if you can connect again through a meeting. Keep it short, professional, but engaging, right? Not only do these techniques make you stand out, but it's adds a personal touch, right? Like I said, with so much, Autobots going on, it's important that we remember we're still human and that, we are real people and we can really help you. And how can we do that? So you're not just a profile in a box, right? You're a real live person. It's a powerful way, like I said, to make a lasting impression, which is what we want to do, and strengthen our relationships in the digital world. So as we wrap up, because we're already at 15 minutes, I'm running over, but I want to leave you with this challenge, and I want to encourage you to set one professional goal this week to network with at least 5 new people. And I'm going to push you. Do it on LinkedIn and give them an audio or give them a video of how you connected and how you might be able to serve them. Remember, this is open enrollment season for healthcare options. So if you're a small business owner providing your team with affordable healthcare and you think it's important for you to do so and combat the increase of prices that will come for health insurances, please reach out to me as I can give you a free quote when possibly save you 30 to 50%. Did you hear what I said? 30 to 50% on your healthcare premiums and health insurance. So let's take a step together to support one another in our businesses. I'm hoping that this was valuable to you. If there was a technique that you heard of that you didn't hear before, please drop it in the comments and share it with me. But most importantly, get out there and network. All right. Thank you so much for tuning into Empowerment Tea. I hope you feel empowered today, and I hope you're going to have a terrific Tuesday.